back to my channel with a new video. This is Nora and Sushi is right here. I've been wanting to do this video for a while, but I've been pushing it since I'm scared of people sometimes, especially in the comments. Since the last video I've uploaded, there was a lot of comments saying that I have somewhat of a liberal views and somewhat of a conservative views. So some people thought it was strange because I wasn't really taking just one side, and I think a lot of people are this way in US, but maybe they're a bit scared to admit that they have a mix of both, because once you're maybe in the Democrat party, you can't have a bit of conservative views as well, or you will be regarded as different maybe, or you will be ostracized, I feel like. And the same with Republicans in US. It's either you're Republican or Democrat. And for the people who don't know, who are outside of the US and don't know the difference between Democrat and Republican, basically Democrats are the liberal party. They are the left. If you don't know, that's what they call them. They usually have more liberal views, means more maybe abortion, pro-abortion, maybe they call it pro-choice. Maybe they're more like LGBTQIA plus, I don't know. There's many letters now. They're with, transgender rights, they're with immigrants more, and some of it sounds nice, some of it that wasn't super aligned with my beliefs, and same with Republican, which is the right, which is the more conservative side. You might find a lot of Christians on that side, like really devout Christians. You might find also Christians on the liberal sides, but they're maybe not as religious, maybe devout as much as the conservative, but there's always exceptions. I would not know. But usually, Christianity aligns more with the conservative views, against abortion, against maybe some transgender rights. I feel like I sit right in the middle, and it really saddens me that there's not really a third party. I don't know if you know about US. There are other parties, but really they're not that known. There's the Green Party, from what I remember. There's others, but they're really not popular and they barely gather any votes. So you basically just have two big parties. Now I can vote, and to be honest, I'm a bit torn. Like, I'm not really completely aligned with Republicans and I'm not really completely aligned with Democrats, and it makes it so hard for me. I feel like I'm pushed to vote to the party that will hurt me the least. A lot of Americans are put in that box. In Lebanon, we've been in that box for a lot. I think that was a big part of the decline in Lebanon, because you have a few parties. You are made to vote to your own party just because so other parties don't win. And I think we've been in that situation forever in Lebanon. We're in that mindset that if I don't vote for my own party, the other party will win and it will suck more. And because of that, Lebanon declined so fast because all the parties sucked and all the parties really worked on their own benefit agenda and not really the people. So I think that's one of the worst thing that happened to Lebanon. And there wasn't really any genuine people in any party, but we were just like, fuck it, this is what we have and this is what we're gonna work with. In America, it's like that as well. And, you know, that's what we have. We have to work with it. And I'm really scared that US is gonna go that path. They just tell you what you want to hear, and once they're in control, and a lot of politicians, they do sometimes contrary of what they promise. This is exactly what happened in Lebanon. Literally exactly. And there was a lot, maybe in US it's a bit difficult to steal that much compared to Lebanon. Politicians in Lebanon, they didn't have any limits. They just did what they wanted to do. I think in US is a bit more conservative, but I still feel a lot of politicians do steal. They just advertise this agenda, and then once they're in power, they're like, maybe they steal, maybe they try to push bills that benefit only them, which makes it very hard for me to even vote for either of them. Let me tell you, I remember the first year that I've been in US, that was maybe 10 years ago. I was kind of like almost completely Democrat. I feel like I aligned a lot with Democrat views in many things, even though there was many views that I also did not feel they were right, but I still felt I'm way more Democrat than Republican. I felt like I was, at that time, if I could vote, I would have voted for Democrat without even thinking twice. But now, the more I lived in US and I saw that's the thing, I feel like a lot of people in general, not necessarily Americans, a lot of people, most Lebanese are like that. They are very one-sided. Once they are in this party, they will not change. They will like close their ears, close their eyes, and just listen and see what they want to see. I think a lot of Democrats and Republicans do that. Once they're in this party, they won't listen to the other party. Like, you are wrong, I don't care what you say, and that's it. They are not willing to listen. And I think me, because I was in a more conservative country, and then I came to the US, which is a bit more liberal, I felt that I was willing to listen more. And I think me changing locations pushed me to listen to the other party more. Once I came to New York, of course there's gonna be a lot more liberals in here. I felt in that situation, if you're not completely Democrat, they're gonna treat you very badly. Basically, like, hunt you down, hunt your social media, try to cancel you as much as possible. And I felt I was scared of this at some point. Even though a lot of my views aligned with theirs, if there's like few things that did not align, it was like all hell broke loose. And I think that made me feel like, actually, I'm not sure if I'm Democrat, and I'm pretty sure maybe not Republican. So where do I sit? I've seen a lot of alarming things in both. In general, as a Muslim, we do have conservative views. Especially the only thing that I feel like strongly about is this transgender movement. But from my perspective, and I've done a lot of research, and I come from a medical family. Both of my dad was a doctor, and my brother is a doctor. So I did ask a lot of questions, and I did ask about the drugs that a lot of people do take when they transition. It is a bit of a dangerous zone that a lot of Democrats are dipping their toes in. There's not a lot of research. It's a matter of, are you willing to put yourself in danger in taking some things that are not really researched? And I'm still very conservative of the way I'm speaking. I still have that mentality. I don't want to offend anyone, but at the same time, things need to be said. A lot of the times, what people lack try to put yourself in other people's positions, in other people's shoes. Try to understand why they think that way. I was the opposite, let me tell you. A few years ago, I was the opposite. I would not put myself in anyone's place, in anyone's shoes, why they think that way. But the last 3-4 years have been very educating. I have been trying to see what other people think and try to, hey, let's think about this logically, and how those do align with my beliefs at the same time. Of course, there are things that are black and white, but I think almost 90%, 95% of everything is gray. For example, let's take abortions. In specific situations, I think it should be allowed to have an abortion, but in a lot of cases, it should not happen. And I think Republicans are like, no, never. Abortions are bad. Democrats are like, no. I don't care. It's the choice of the woman. And if she wants, in any case or any situation, she can abort it. I think both are wrong. It's right in the middle. What is the situation? What are we talking about? First of all, is it early? Is it not? Every case is specific. Did she do it willingly? Was it a rapist? Is that dangerous for the mom to deliver? If it's really dangerous and can kill her, if the baby has really bad genetic something, what is it exactly? There is a yes or no in each case, and we have to study if it is okay or not okay. Democrats in a lot of situations, they're like, okay, I'm gonna abort it, even though it doesn't make sense. And I think in Republicans' views are like, no, never. And a lot of times maybe it's dangerous for the mother, and that baby will have a very tremendous danger on the mom. Also with immigration, I know that Democrats are, more against with immigration, and the opposite with Republicans is true. I still think it just depends. I am a person who immigrated very legally, let's say, if that's the word. I did all the steps that I should do. I waited a lot. I was very patient. I did everything that I was told to do. Yes, it did take me too much time, and it was very bothersome, and I hate it myself. But at the same time, it feels like some people do need to go through that process, but at the same time, people are put in a position that if I don't immigrate right now, and if I don't try to be in that place, I'm gonna die where I am. So it's very different in each case, and I can't be like, oh, I'm against this, oh, I'm against that, I'm with this or I'm with that. Because you can't put everyone in a box, tell them that they are all gangsters or they're all terrorists. There are, let me tell you, there are Muslims that are bad. I'm not going to say they're all good, but I'm not saying they are all bad. One person wants to just do nothing in that country and just play around and earn money without doing anything and think life is so much easy. No, this is wrong. That person shouldn't do that. Person shouldn't move to the US, because I also understand the Republican views, because there are all of Americans that really do work and they put the hard work in it and they pay sometimes a lot of taxes, and where do all these taxes go to? For people that might not want to work and just want to sit down and do nothing and really just say, hey, the government will help us. So I do understand their point of view, but not all people do immigrate for this reason as well. So I do understand the Democrat view as well. It's very diverse. I think if Americans do listen to each other, they will avoid those fights. And I think Lebanon started that way. And if you go in that route, I feel it's gonna go bad at some point. So this is the point where you can fix it. This is the point where you can be like, let's listen to each other. We are the people. We shouldn't be against each other. Let's listen to what we want and what we need, and fuck those politicians, and maybe let's do a third party that works for everyone. I think that is the time to do that. Really know that both do think that they are right and do think they're doing the right thing. And even though both can be very extreme, and I think once you go to the extreme, you have to question yourself. Why do some people think I'm too extreme? That's my opinion as a Middle Eastern Lebanese person about the two-party system in US. Let's say Biden, for example. I'm pretty sure he doesn't care about a lot of the things he advertised once he was trying to be a president. I think he was saying a lot of things he really didn't agree on. Let's say he's not a great president. Some people do say maybe he's still better than the other, but they're both bad. I really want to show people they're both bad presidents. Not because he's better maybe than the other person, that means he's a good president. He's bad. But he still did a lot of bad things, in my opinion. And a lot of bad things means he really didn't do anything. Once you don't do anything to change, this is what it's bad. You're a bad president if you don't do anything. They don't understand being passive is bad. The president should do things. That's my video for today. If you like my video, please like the video. And if you want to see more of me, please subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.